It was 2007. Imagine a world without the sleek glass rectangles we carry today. In that world, one name echoed in every pocket, on every desk, in every corner of the globe: Nokia. It wasn't just a company, it was a cultural phenomenon, a symbol of connection. At its zenith, Nokia commanded over half of the global phone market. For every 2 phones sold on Earth, one was a Nokia. Hundreds of millions shipped each quarter through a supply chain that ran like clockwork. Iconic designs: the candy bar 3310, the sophisticated N95 slider. Tough, dependable, beloved, a Nokia could survive real life. Superb reception, marathon battery life, quality born of rigorous engineering. The story began humbly in 1865 with paper on the Tamarkovsky Rapids, rubber, cables, a diversified industrial conglomerate forged in manufacturing discipline. When telecoms deregulated, under Jorma Ollila, Nokia bet on GSM, the right standard at the right time. A unified standard enabled scale, first Europe, then the world. From a small nation, they thought global, designing for Asia, Europe, Africa alike. By the mid-2000s, they defined mobile: cameras, music, navigation in your pocket. But just beyond the horizon, a seismic shift approached. The future wasn't calls or texts, it was software and user experience. A tide was coming that would wash away a hardware-centric kingdom. The king sat confident upon his throne, unaware the ground beneath had already shifted. Nokia's empire rested on 3 pillars: superior hardware, human-centric design, and industrial scale. First, the object: substantial, reliable, indestructible. The 3310 became mythic for durability. Stories of impossible survival spread organically. This wasn't luck. It was RF mastery, antenna design, and power management. Best reception, longest battery life. Second, design. Phones before Nokia were for engineers, not people. Nokia's Navi-key and intuitive menus made mobiles effortless. They made phones personal. Styles, sizes, colors for every pocket and personality. Third, scale. Factories as precision instruments. Design, manufacture, distribute to 150 countries in months. Ironclad ties to suppliers and carriers drove costs down and coverage up. They set the pace, dictated terms, and fed a virtuous cycle of loyalty and scale. Massive sales funded massive R&D, manufacturing, and more success. N-series pushed boundaries: imaging, music, navigation. But the rules were about to be rewritten by a company that didn't care about hardware at all. Everything was about to change. On January 9, 2007, Steve Jobs walked on stage in San Francisco and changed the world. He unveiled a widescreen iPod, a revolutionary phone, and a breakthrough internet communicator. One device: the iPhone. Nokia, watching from afar, saw flaws. Weak 2G, no keyboard, a sealed battery, a high price. They misread it as a phone to outspec, not a pocket computer. Capacitive multi-touch felt magical. The interface was the product. A robust OS delivered desktop-class browsing and a platform for real apps. Mobile was reimagined. Not Voice Plus, but the gateway to everything. A year later came the masterstroke, the App Store. A centralized marketplace unleashed developers. Value became infinite, defined by apps. A game console, a navigator, a social tool, a studio, in your hand. Nokia sold a finite product. Apple sold an infinite ecosystem. The storm had made landfall. Cracks spread through the empire. Nokia doubled down on hardware metrics: call quality, battery, durability. The wrong battlefield. Meanwhile, Apple captured hearts and developers at scale. A new paradigm had arrived. Touch first, software led. Nokia's clock had started. Nokia viewed the challenge through a hardware lens: better cameras, calls, and builds. They greenlit touch devices but missed that the war had moved to software and ecosystems. Software was an afterthought, not the soul of the machine. Symbian excelled on feature phones, but wasn't built for rich, touch-first internet computing. Developing for it was clunky, arcane, and slow. Apple rolled out a playground for builders. The app gap widened into a canyon. Resources fragmented. Symbian here, Mamo there, no unified vision. Leadership steeped in hardware couldn't pivot. They measured the past. Consensus processes smothered disruption. They trusted legacy research and dismissed a $600 touchscreen computer. Responses felt uninspired and confusing. Grafting modern UI onto old foundations only highlighted the gap. The fortress crumbled from within, a slow collapse. By 2010, crisis was clear. Stephen Elop's burning platform memo demanded a leap. Symbian was the fire, the unknown water, Windows Phone. Time, the one thing Nokia no longer had. In 2011, Nokia bet everything on Microsoft to forge a third ecosystem. The Lumia line was beautiful, fast, and genuinely different. But the war was in the app stores, and there, they were outgunned. Users went where the apps were. Developers went where the users were. Marketing muscle couldn't overcome network effects. Losses mounted. Credit was downgraded. Layoffs cut deep. In September 2013, Microsoft acquired Nokia's devices business for a fire sale price. The king was dethroned. The kingdom dismantled and sold for parts. Nokia's fall is more than history. It is a parable. Its lessons reach founders, executives, and innovators alike. Adapt relentlessly, even if it means dismantling your own success. Prioritize user experience, the feeling, intuition, and delight across the whole journey. Align structure with strategy. Empower small teams. Ship fast. Fight inertia and politics. Culture must enable speed and conviction. No empire is eternal. The throne is always vacant. Win by seeing not just what is, but what could be.